And that's how we got the concept of school. You might already know this, or maybe not, but the word school actually comes from the ancient Greek word skole. Back then, it had nothing to do with studying. It literally meant leisure. Yep, that's right. The original schools were basically created for dudes with way too much free time on their hands. Now you're probably thinking, wait, so a bunch of bored dudes gathered around and invented education? What did these unemployed guys even teach each other? How to be a professional bum? The reality is, they taught each other how to hit the gym. That's right. In the beginning, there was less debating and more chasing gains. In Athens, having a big brain but chicken legs was a total disgrace. Physical fitness was right up there with philosophy. But just working out wasn't enough. These guys had massive egos. Like, yo, Plato, check out how shredded my chest is. Aristotle, look at these quads. And to show off every single muscle fiber, they decided to remove the only obstacle: clothes. Running? Naked. Discus throw? Naked. Wrestling? Definitely naked. From that, we got the word gymnastike. The literal translation isn't gymnastics or exercise. It actually means to train in the nude. Okay, but what about modern education then? Why does it feel so different now? In the old days, farmers and slaves only needed to know how to walk and breathe to be able to farm. Human civilization doesn't need 90% of the population to go to school just to become farmers. Over time, as tools became more advanced and complex, education gradually expanded to the lower classes, peasants and slaves, because even basic production now required formal training. In ancient Greece, only about 5% of people went to school. During the Renaissance, it was closer to 30%, and by the Industrial Age, that number shot up to around 90%. First off, let's talk access. In Athens, school was exclusively for the sons of free citizens whose dads were filthy rich. But now, school is for everyone. Wow, look at that progress. Finally, everyone gets to go to school.
Yay!
In ancient Greece, the goal was to create a free man, basically a high-class, unemployed dude who knew how to think. Plato didn't want you to get a job. He wanted you to achieve arete, perfection. Basically, school was where you went to ask, how do I stop my soul from being total trash? You'd study music, listening to healing frequencies, or telepathically jamming with the homies. You'd learn ethics and literature to nourish the soul. You want to pass rhetoric? You stand on a rock in the market and scream your ideas. If the crowd claps, you pass. If they throw tomatoes, or actual rocks, at your face, you fail. Modern exams? It's a system of grades and debt designed to speedrun you through graduation. And if you barely pass, fantastic. You are a corporation's dream product, a cheap biological robot. When you're burnt out from overtime and still can't pay rent, you won't grab a pitchfork and start a revolution like the peasants used to. No, you'll look at your trash GPA and think, damn, I should have studied harder. The education system has successfully gaslighted you into believing that your exploitation is your own fault. Modern education isn't designed to make philosophers. It's designed to max out your labor value. We go there to learn how to sit still for 8 hours, training for the cubicle life, and ask for permission to take a pee break. Greek education taught you how to govern yourself. Modern education teaches you how to be Employee of the Month. They teach you just enough skills to push a button, but not enough critical thinking to ask why you're wasting 40 years of your life pushing it. By this point, you've probably come to the crushing realization that the modern education system is basically just a polite, minimum security labor camp. But let's be fair for a second. Before we get too nostalgic, remember that this camp has pushed the quality of human life into the stratosphere. Thanks to modern education, you currently live better than a Renaissance emperor. You sleep in a climate-controlled box that mocks the seasons. You have access to spices that wars were fought over for 99 cents. And if you get a headache, you take a pill instead of having a hole drilled in your skull. Unlike a feudal peasant, you probably won't die of dysentery at age 24, and you don't have to worry about the Mongols invading your backyard. We've banished physical suffering, only to be left stagnating in spiritual claustrophobia. The system isn't necessarily evil. It's just efficient. The real issue is that the game hasn't changed, only the graphics have. You might feel superior to a medieval serf because you have air conditioning and antibiotics, and you still help your company generate profits. But how is that any different from a farmer tilling the fields for a lord? A farmer with technology? Ideally, education should be what the Greeks intended. A guide on how to live a life worth living. But let's be real. It's hard to contemplate Aristotelian ethics when the job market is holding a gun to your head. So, what's the play here? Do we gather the boys and burn down the nearest high school? Do we overthrow the factory? No. You can't punch a system, and you can't change the world either. But you shouldn't just roll over and rot either. The solution is the one thing our ancestors gave us that the economy can't monetize: curiosity. The instinct to ask why is the only path to the kind of truth the ancient Greeks worshipped. So even when you're burnt out, brain dead, or doom-scrolling at 3 a.m. while the economy and entertainment industries work overtime to keep you from questioning, protect that curiosity. And at the moment that curiosity is finally satisfied, even though you may have forgotten about it before or have no idea where the hell it came from, then you will find the only glimmer of freedom that actually matters. That curiosity is the ghost of your ancestors nudging you forward. It might not pay the rent immediately, but as long as you're wondering, you're touching the only meaningful freedom you'll ever have.